One of my favorite things about El Tubo is kind of like that community aspect to it. Like I said, it's so many bars packed on top of each other. While I'm not gonna go into depth about some specific bars, I've got a whole nother video about all of that, video about all of that, video about all of that, the video about all of that. When you're over in El Tubo, one of the most famous spots is Costa Tavern. And we're over here. Last year we couldn't even get in. There were so many people, an incredibly long line. What you order over here are croquetas, but these are enormous, more like croquetones. We've got a long list. They've got a full menu of all sorts of different croquetas, but ones that you just have to try. Don't even know which ones are which at this point, but you can see that kind of crispy outside and everything you can see on that interior. Looks a little bit like these are the ones of jamón, ham, and nuts. That's a croquette. Amazing. Amazing. We also got another that I've never tried before, which is a black rice and alioli. So it's that garlic mayonnaise, but that black rice is really the squid ink. And when you're over in Barcelona, a lot of people are always asking for paellas and different things like that. One thing that I always recommend is getting the black rice. It's got an incredible flavor to it. Never had it in a croqueta before. And it's got the sepia inside. That is really, really good. The only problem is it leaves your teeth all black afterwards. And one of the places that we finally found a seat is Siete Golpes. And why we got in here is because they have advertised the best patatas bravas in the world. If you know me, you know that I love those patatas bravas. Gotta always try them out. What I'm used to over in Barcelona is eating them with these diced chunks with a knife and a fork with a little brava sauce on top. Here, it looks like you gotta do it by hand. They've got hojaldradas, or hojaldre, which is kind of like a flaky little breaded full chunk that we've got right here that we'll have to dip into the brava sauce. Big piece right here that will just dip right into the sauce. Let's see how it is. Got a really crunchy outside, and the inside is much softer. Completely different taste, but it's almost kind of like, I don't know if you can see it right there, but it's kind of like layers of thin cut potatoes all together. Almost like a tortilla española, kind of like crunched down all together. Very interesting. It's a very different style with these bravas, with these potatoes kind of scrunched together. That outside, like I said, very, very flaky. That's that hojaldre that they have. But the sauce is basically just a ketchup mayonnaise concoction with a little bit of spice thrown in there. It's an interesting way to have bravas. Deciding what are the best patatas bravas all around is a very heated debate. It's a very personal opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and say that these are probably not the best patatas bravas that I've ever tried. That being said, their menu has all sorts of different things to try out. The bar looks excellent with all sorts of different pinchos, little tapas, and things like that. Definitely a place you should see. And we're right next door to Doña Casta, which is El Champi. They only serve one thing, just like the name says, Champignon. A mushroom. Don't even know how to attack it. So it looks like what we've got are mushrooms lined up with the little tincho, the little stick, little gambita on the top, which is a little shrimp on the bread, and then some special sauce, almost like a pesto. Really nice. We leave the bread for a little bit later to soak it all in. You can also stop over at Bodegas al Mal, which has an incredible decoration from the outside, but you've definitely got to get inside and check out all the different wines. It's that typical old style bar. We got the anchovies, just a nice little plate. Pretty expensive, about $1.90 for each anchovy, but really good as well. It's on a beautiful street just off that main path in El Tubo, but one that you should definitely get over to. Opened up in 1870 and now on the 4th generation. El Circo was recommended as the best tortilla de patatas in Zaragoza. So we came on over to check it out. Got a nice little pincho. And it's got that nice consistency on the inside, very kind of gooey and everything. Really good, that interior. We also got another specialty, ensaladilla rusa, a Russian salad. My favorite thing is finding bars that are just incredibly packed, walking around and just jumping in and checking them out. When you see a place called Croquette Arte, you know you gotta try it out. One of the most famous things to try when you're here in Spain are the different croquettes that they have, and this menu is wild. They've got all sorts of different things. We're trying out 4 different croquettes while we're here, but we've got a, what is this one? This is the chicken, caramelized chicken, camarón, which is like a kind of like a shrimp, morcilla, which is a blood sausage but with pear and then red wine, risotto with like a chicate and parmesan. This place was absolutely packed on the outside. They're giving things so people are just standing in the street. Obviously it's a big day, big holiday and everything, but we knew we had to try it out, so we'll let you know. So to help you out, they've got each of them marked with a different stick and a different little logo for them. So this one's the morcilla. This is the blood sausage that I was talking about. This is the one that I was probably most excited about when I looked over at the menu. So one of those things that if you can ever get morcilla, I always get. Got to try out all these different dishes. You got them. Morcilla is very sweet usually, but this is made with that wine, a little pear in there as well. That's really good. A lot sweeter than I expected. But it's a good one. Now that one was really good. Personal preference is something I always order. But we're going to try out the shrimp next, which is probably a little bit stronger. It's got a nice little ruby stick. Very rich flavors just in general. We got the risotto, like a little black ruby there. You can see, we did see that on the Google reviews, the ternera, kind of like the beef, was the best one, the best rated of all of the croquettes that they have. But this one, like I said, risotto, shiitake, and parmesan. You can definitely taste that risotto. It's much thicker, kind of filling than what we have with the others. It's really good. And the last one we got is the caramelized chicken. So Ingrid's already tried it. So you can see that inside, cream, the cheese, right? But a really nice filling. There we have it, Croquette Arte, really good place, just right off of the main square, not too far from the very center of Zaragoza. Like I said, all sorts of people over here. Best places to try out when you see that they've got great reviews. It's like a 4.5 on Google or even more. If you're over here, definitely check it out.